Cuba Gooding Jr. S son Mason says famous dad speed parented him, he'd be gone for so long. Cuba Gooding Jr. S youngest son, Mason Gooding, said his famous father speed parented him as a child because of his busy career. My father was an actor and grandfather Cuba Gooding Sr. was a singer, the Heart Eyes star said on the Wildmen podcast Tuesday. I have probably a stronger relationship and understanding based on who they were publicly than who they were privately. It wasn't until I was older that they could, not my grandfather who died in April 2017. God rest his soul, but like my dad would have been able to articulate like a lot of the lessons I learned as a kid, he added.
Fruit flies taking over your kitchen? This discreet plug-in trap uses light to attract flying insects, then captures them on a replaceable adhesive cartridge, without noisy zapping or messy sprays. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/one right now.
Cause when you're a parent who's an actor and you're gone for so long, then you come back, you try to, the word would be speed parent, 'cause you come in for a week and you're like, why is that broken? Why are you fighting? Mason, now 29, said he was unsure how to approach the Jerry Maguire star, who won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor months after the Scream VI star was born. At the time, I didn't really understand that relationship 'cause I was like, you're so positive and charismatic in these interviews, and then you come home and it's a different guy. And I didn't get that correlation or lack thereof, Mason recalled. The Fall star said there are people who come up to me on set and ask a very polite version of, how do I not cup my child? He said his answer is to recognize their public persona as being capable of being consumed by their child the same way an audience does. It's just understanding that dissonance between who I get at home and who you are on camera will actually be a factor in how I parse out our relationship moving forward, Mason shared. Page 6 has reached out to Cuba for comment but did not immediately hear back. The Men of Honor star, 58, shares sons Spencer, 32, and Mason and daughter Piper, 21, with his ex-wife Sarah Kapfer. Over the course of his career, Cuba has been the subject of several scandalous headlines. In 2022, the radio star pleaded guilty in New York State Supreme Court to one count of forcible touching for kissing a waitress without consent in 2018. He completed 6 months of alcohol and behavioral counseling, which allowed his plea to be reduced to a harassment violation with no jail time or criminal record. Discussions are moderated for civility. Read our guidelines. Cuba Gooding Jr. S youngest son, Mason Gooding, seen above, got candid about his childhood. Wildmen podcast. The Heart Eyes actor, seen above with the Wildmen podcast hosts, said his famous dad speed parented him as a child. Wildmen podcast Mason, seen above, also said he was unsure how to approach Cuba, who was positive and charismatic in these interviews, but a different guy at home. Wildmen podcast. The Men of Honor star, seen above with his ex-wife and sons, shares kids Spencer, Mason and Piper with ex-wife Sarah Kapfer. Ron Galella collection via Getty Images. Mason, seen above with Cubs in 2014, followed in his dad's footsteps and became an actor. Getty Images. Cuba, seen above with his sons in 2010, has been the subject of several scandalous headlines over the course of his career. Getty Images. In 2023, he settled a lawsuit with a woman who accused the radio actor seen above at the 2025 Cannes Film Festival of raping her twice. Getty Images. Several women accused the Oscar winner, seen above in 2025, of sexual misconduct.